You look like a pancake, a burnt one.
Well, all I can say is it's not a non-compliment because that's our favorite guy.
That's true. That's true. I like all of my food to have a nice char.
All right,
We're
well,
back.
God. Y'all, I'm sorry. Hannah gets in these laughing states over nothing. And
That
she won't
wasn't
quit.
over.
Well, it don't
David's-
matter what it's over. You just don't quit laughing.
That's true.
Like you get caught up.
Yeah, I
and
almost
she
got
won't
kicked out of
quit.
class in high school one time because I wouldn't quit laughing.
You almost got kicked out of the house before 'cause you quit laughing. Especially when your sister comes over and y'all are just ridiculous.
It's a good time, man. It's like a party. Oh
Look,
my
this
gosh.
is no shit. Hannah's sister almost didn't get to marry her husband because she's so fucking annoying when she hangs out with Hannah. She's like, I like your sister, but I don't like when y'all hang out together. Y'all don't stop laughing. Get
Yeah,
on my
he literally
nerves.
said, "I like you." So my sister's husband, he told her now. He was like, "I like you, and I like Hannah, but I do not like y'all together at all. We just like to have a good time, you know. But sometimes it does. I'm sure it can get annoying because we could
It can.
literally just not say any words and we're just laughing. And then one time she had hernia surgery, and she couldn't laugh because it would tear wherever she had the stuff, whatever. And so instead of laughing, she just had to make a noise. So
Maybe y'all shouldn't have hung out.
I went over there to try to help take care of her, and she just would have to go like. She would have to be like just make a noise that was loud because
That's so weird.
she couldn't
Look,
laugh.
there's this meme that's I don't remember what it said, but it really described you and her.
Oh, it
was
said
like,
something about when my sister-in-law comes to visit and you're like late. Oh, it's a video. You're late on the couch. Like the guy's on the couch watching a video on his phone, and he looks up in there.
yeah,
think
your
on the
sister
bed.
sent it to me because she knows.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'Cause yeah,
Yeah.
she'll be here soon. In like 2 weeks for like a month, and I'm freaking stoked. They live in Ohio right now. So yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm good.
Well, it's been a minute since we recorded one. Well, that's not true. It's been a minute since we recorded one, but it's been
Oh,
longer.
that's true. It's
been
David's
longer
fault.
since David deleted
Yeah.
the sound.
We
But, you
did
know,
record one, and David
I
deleted
think
the
it-
audio.
I think it was a really good one too. I think it's the best one we did.
Do you?
I don't know.
I
I can't
remember what it was
'cause he deleted
about.
the audio.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back and hear it just to see how good it was, but I can't.
I
So-
wish I knew what it was about because I came up here.
It's about phones and
Oh yeah.
your time and stuff like that.
That's true. We came up here and David was like, "I got something," or I came up here and he was like,
He said, "Watch this
He
podcast,
said-
but you can't listen to it."
he said, "I did something bad." I said, somehow it come out and I was like, "Oh, you deleted the audio and you can't get it back," and he was like, so then he said, he was like, "Let me tell Tim. That way, if he yells, it's at least at me." But
Oh.
there was no yelling. It was
No.
it was all good. It's no big deal. There are worse
Um,
things. But yeah, we've been busy. We've been gone to Texas twice, I think, and
To the off-road park, a
Off-road.
couple weekends.
getting ready for
Been
races.
doing work out there. Got some new hills set up. Finally put some miles on the Expedition.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and then I wanted to drive it, and she got her feelings hurt because I screwed the seat back, and she got upset.
It's because you were rude. He literally was not going to get in.
Yeah, because you scared me driving.
You scare me driving.
Good.
I don't really actually get scared. That's a lie.
Well, you got a little scared because we about flipped that thing over a couple times.
Well, that's because I'm not used to it. I'm used to the buggy. The Expedition is so skinny
yeah,
and top
3,000
heavy.
pounds.
I didn't like
compared
it.
to, like,
It didn't feel stable.
1,500.
And it's not that I was scared to flip it. I just didn't want to flip it and get stuck somewhere.
I didn't
And
want to scratch up that new plastic
yeah,
job.
I don't
It's
know.
not
Like I
paint,
just
it's just plastic.
felt like we hadn't ridden it enough to flip that thing over.
It's probably coming. It'll probably flip over one day.
Why you gotta say that?
Well, just that's how it goes.
Well, we're about to make it wider anyway.
Are we?
Yes, at some point. Not yet. We got other things to do, but when that time comes, we're just gonna make her
Needs to be bigger.
wide load.
Yeah, and really, all the 64-inch stuff struggles in our trailer too because it's built like it's 2 ramps inside the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's not in the trailer, if you walk in, it's like waist high cabinets, or
Maybe your waist high.
countertops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you drive something up there that's like a 64-inch machine, you're almost falling off in between
Mm-hmm. The two ramps.
So if that thing gets a little crooked, or you got a broke axle and you're trying to drive it up, and you got to hit it with some speed because if you spin and slide sideways with the back, it's a little rough.
I will not
getting
be
out of there.
loading it until it's wider.
Well, I ain't scared, but
I ain't scared. I just don't
I
want
have
to
had
get
to
hollered
just-
at.
drop the back tire off between them, like close to the bottom, and just drive off sideways because I couldn't straighten it up.
I just don't want it to be my fault. That's all.
So all our stuff really needs to be wider, like a 60. We need a long travel on everything, really, just to make it easier to put in the trailer.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Call up L&W, tell them we need some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to build yours too.
I know.
Yours and
I'm waiting.
Ken's.
I've been waiting patiently.
I've been waiting on the design, but which I know you want something mean looking, evil, black.
I want something that
Like
looks scary.
if you brush up against it, it might cut you.
Yeah.
I know that's what you want.
Yeah, I do.
I asked Kenny what he wanted. He said, "I want a brush monster wrap," and I was like, "Okay." Like, what do you want to look like? Then he's like yours. I'm like, no. And I was like, well, that's cool. What you want to look like mine, but I know
Yeah.
that your mom will not agree.
Yeah, it's basic. I want it to scare people when
It's
it
a
pulls
race
up.
car. It looks like a race car.
I know. I'm just kidding. And it looks good. And I know that it really can't get that wild. I just like
I
that
mean, it can,
like that one that you built for.
John.
Yes, it was wild looking.
I know. I figure we'll have to do something like that just so you can be happy
Yeah,
and it'll look cool.
I think it would look really cool, and you could make it low. Anyway, whatever. We'll figure it out. Along with building things.
Yeah, Hannah wants to talk about how we almost got divorced 5 times building a house.
That's not true.
No, luckily we did really good building a house. I don't think we really fought about nothing except for this one time. You're a little crying ass, you cried a lot.
No,
Not to me.
let me say, number one, that's not a true statement. We did fight building the house, but it wasn't to pick things out. It was actually like building, like in the hammer and nail and part, because he would get frustrated, then I would get frustrated, and then that's when the fighting happened. But
Yeah.
not.
See, only one of us should get frustrated at a time, and whoever's first wins. So it's your fault.
But you're
You just
always
shouldn't have said anything.
frustrated. That's not fair. You get the upper hand.
Well, you should get frustrated first.
Whatever. Only
No, we really didn't ever fight though. We didn't ever. It wasn't bad.
it wasn't like fighting. It was just.
But luckily, picking things out,
was super easy.
we both like the same things.
Yeah,
Had the same style.
black,
Blacker the better, and
medieval.
if it looked like a castle, that's what we wanted.
If it looks like it'd fall on you and kill you.
Only problems I had is your picky ass would make me design something, draw on a computer, spend hours on it, get the parts, get the wood, cut everything out, ready to bolt together. It's powder coated, cut out, done. I don't like that. Let's do something
That
else.
happened one time.
Let's do something that's harder, that's more complex. And everything you've done so far, just throw it away, because who else needs a 9-foot door? Nobody.
It was one time. One time we had the front door
Done.
pretty much done.
An hour away from done.
Anyway, as it was getting put together, I realized that it was just
Not good enough for you.
less than what it could be.
It's still less than what it could be.
That's true. But it looks a lot better. Anyway, so I showed him a design that we both agreed that we liked. But he just didn't want to. He kept telling me no. And so then I was like, I'll draw it on the computer. I will do it.
Right.
And then
when you said that, I was like, okay, I would rather spend a few hours
doing it
with
yourself.
cramped up hands trying to run that mouse than ever trying to describe how to draw that to you.
I was just going to figure it out. YouTube it.
You could have.
I was going to.
But if I'd had to help you, then I'd had to. I'd end up
Yeah.
just
So
doing it.
anyway, that's pretty much
And
how it
it'd been a whole lot
happened.
of complaining from you.
Yeah,
So,
I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and then he was like, oh, I'll do it, and then it was done that same day, literally.
well,
So
so we built. We call it a. I mean,
it's a
we
shop
don't
house,
call
but
it anything, but some people call it a shop house. Some people call it barn dominium.
Mm.
But honestly, I built that in like 2012, 13. That's before anybody started this stuff.
the building part.
Right.
Yeah.
And I built the shop, so it was just a shell, just a metal building or metal siding. If you're building a barn dominium, though, if you just go ahead and build the walls out of wood, it will save you a ton of work. the traditional red iron buildings suck to come in and add things to.
Mm.
It's just a thought. A lot of people ask me that question. How should you start out? You should just start out with wood.
And didn't you tell someone? Is there a difference with the 10 on the outside, and then there's a different outer? No,
No,
you
the
told
inner.
someone not to do something. Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what I just said. Just that's the biggest question. Our friend did a red iron building, and he loves it, but it was just more expensive. Custom windows, custom everything, and a lot of work around. I think the metal building, the red iron building, might have cost a little bit less, but every single thing after that cost more.
Oh, that's what you said. Metal building. That's why for the metal instead of the
Yeah,
wood.
because I framed it out of wood because in 2013 I would have done a metal building,
Mm-hmm.
but metal was really high, so I built it out of wood,
Yeah.
which
It worked
helped
out.
us later.
Yeah.
But it was just a big square metal building, so it wasn't nothing fancy. It wasn't planned to be a house. I had two 20-foot roll-up doors on the front, and we did cut the walk-in doors. We cut them out and moved them, removed them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I built that. I started building that when I was like 29, and I still work for the power company.
Mm-hmm.
My plan was to put me a little apartment in that joker.
Yeah, when we were dating, you told me you were going to, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah,
Well, no, we weren't even dating. We weren't even planning to date.
that's right, because I didn't want to date you.
I didn't want to date you either. That's actually true.
That was still my plan. I was like, my plan originally was I'm gonna put this little apartment upstairs and have this big shop. I'm just gonna build cool shit and be single and have a bedroom pretty much with a sink in it and a shower and have like the most badass custom shop to build stuff in.
How's it going for you?
Well, then Ella happened.
Yeah.
So that didn't work. So I bought a trailer. But like, there's just like a slap in the face. You're like, because me and somebody talked about the other day. You take a plan that you think you're barely going to scrape by on to get started, and then that comes up, and it's like, now, when I thought I was barely going to make it, now what am I going to do? Because now I got way more responsibility, and I already was questioning whether I was going to make it or not, as far as starting my own business. But the shop is the reason that I get away with not having to wear this stupid ring all the time.
That is so rude.
It is rude, but it's the biggest ring ever. I think it's the biggest size you can get.
Yeah. What is it, a 13?
No, it's
15? Yeah, that's right.
Because it was one cold winter day.
Oh, my God.
There was snow on the ground.
Where's the music? Is there music? Is
I
there snow falling from his face right now?
I had to walk 100 feet
Glistening
from
in
the
the
trailer to the
moonlight.
shop.
God.
And now I was putting boards up. I was nailing boards up, and I had a board. I had a 2x4 holding up another 2x4, like 14 foot in the air, and my stepbrother dropped that one, and it just slid down and just barely touched my hand. I was like, oh, well, that hurts. It's like 6 degrees outside. It should hurt because my hands are freezing. And then I was like, man, I think I might have broke my finger, and they're like, men don't go to the doctor for a broke finger. They just let it heal.
Eye roll.
And I was like,
Can I do it big enough? I don't know.
I was like, that's right. So I ain't going no damn doctor. And then 2 weeks later, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't even stand for it to move because it hurt so bad. And I went, and the bone was split all the way down the middle, and a big old piece of my finger was about to fall off inside of itself. You know, it was about to just
Yeah.
undo, just be floating around. So now that knuckle's so freaking big, I can barely get a ring on. It's really not that the ring's the problem. It's that it's so big when I grab something, it tries to cut my other fingers next to it, like squeeze them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause you have so much room, especially on your finger, past your knuckle.
Yeah, yeah. It's like wrapping something around your finger, like and trying to squeeze.
We need one
it's way too big.
that's like a clamp. You know what I mean?
They make them, but I ain't that fancy.
I thought I mentioned that before we even were gonna get married.
You did, and we looked at them and we couldn't find one that fit.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right. So anyway,
so
we
Hannah
got-
says we spent 4 years building the house.
so we got married 2017, and we had decided at some point
Well,
in 2018 we were gonna build a house in the shop.
I moved to this building, like to our shop downtown in 2016, and we met in
June.
2017 and got married. But we didn't. We talked about building a house in the shop, but I was too scared to take
It was still
the
new
shop
here,
space available
Yeah.
away.
just in
since
case
it was,
something happened.
the shop was paid for at home, and the trailer was paid for, so there was no risk. And if things didn't work out in the new venture downtown, I could always just pack my tools up and go back up there and keep working. So we really took a little while, just as a safety precaution, to see what would happen, and kept it as a backup. So then one day, me and the kids and Hannah go outside and we clean all the metal and all the storage stuff out that we've been storing in there.
We had a dumpster delivered up there, and I have the cutest little picture. Well, I have a few, but one of the dumpster was because they were 3 and 4 when we got married, so they were probably 5 and 6, 6 and 7 when we did this. I don't know, 5 and 6, I think. And I don't know. They used to when we get dumpsters, which is they would get in the dumpster and dig through all the stuff we just threw away. But anyway,
Or
they're so little.
If it's not thrown in yet and it rains and they think it's a daggum swimming pool.
Oh
in there.
yeah, ugh. They would get in there and play.
Still, they're 10 and 11. They still get in the dumpsters when we get one.
We
They're
just
like,
had one there, and they did
if
it.
they're mattresses, they're like, "Can I jump off the porch into the mattresses?" I'm like, "Go ahead."
I don't really care. So we take a shower when you get done. But anyway, that was always precious.
So we did clean that out. So Hannah didn't really start that as the house, but what we did is, if you ever built a house or laid out a foundation and stuff, when there's no walls, everything seems way too small. So I got the chalk line and the tape measure, and I'm going through there, and I'm like, here's this bedroom, and here's this. And Hannah's like, nope, way too small. I'm like, this is not too small. This is normal, what people would consider large bedrooms.
Well, part of the reason he did that is because he wanted to keep half of the building as like
a
a
third.
as like a shop or whatever area.
Place to put all our stuff, toys and whatever.
Mhm.
So she's like, these bedrooms are way too small. They got to be bigger for the kids to have room for them and all their stuff. And she's all upset. So finally, I just make it bigger. I'm like, look. All right, let's do it. Let me show you how stupid this is gonna look. And so I made them all bigger. I erased all my chalk lines, put new ones down. Over here, what about this? What about this?
But
right
he
here?
didn't say it that nicely.
I
He
said
was
it
like,
nicer than that.
you were not.
And I was like, here you go, princess. Is this what you wanted? So then she's like, oh, yeah, this is still a little small, but I think it'll work. And I'm like,
He was like, she's crazy.
the bedrooms are like 15 feet by 17 feet. They're ridiculous.
I'm gonna defend myself in a minute, but I'm gonna
But
let you finish.
I will say, so we've lived in the house since December, and the average, besides sleeping, what percentage would you say
I know
that the kids are in their bedroom?
Because
Because if it's more than 1%, you're a liar.
I was gonna say at least 2%. But you finish. You go ahead and finish ragging. Then
Because
I'm
they
gonna.
have to change clothes.
I'm gonna.
They got to change
I'm
clothes.
gonna
so
defend
you
myself.
get that.
Ella slept in her bed this week.
No, I said besides sleeping.
Oh, they don't even sleep in there that much. So you don't know if you give it a percent. They
I
usually
know,
sleep
but
in the
I'm
living
saying
room.
you're like they got to have room for activities, and I was
I
like,
didn't
they
say
don't go to
activities.
their room.
I didn't say activities.
Anyway, we're done with that part. So
Rude. That's what I'm talking about.
So day one of house project, Hannah. So we popped the lines. So I went and got some wood, and we framed the walls.
This was
It took us. Shh. It's a day and a half. I'll just say 2 days, so we popped the chalk lines. So 2 days, a weekend. We popped chalk lines. We built the walls. Just studded them up, built the walls. And then, now this is day one. That's what she counts as our 4 years. Almost to the day, because of Facebook memories, a whole year later, we put the second floor up and built those walls in a weekend. It was a day and a half. So that's year one. Year one, we worked 2 days out of 365 days.
On the house.
So then, after that second weekend, it was a whole nother year before we worked day 3.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and cut 2 years off your 4 years.
Well,
We may
that
have
time
started
frame
it.
is still there.
Well, we
It's
may have
still
started, but we did
start
not
to
work on it.
finish. It is like 4 years. But
Well, what I did do, I went and I got a chainsaw and my truck and trailer and the skid steer, and we went and cut some trees down.
Mm-hmm.
And we run those trees on a sawmill. It was just a couple, like 4 big ones,
Mm-hmm.
a few other ones, like for some beams. And we're like, we're gonna put up some big timbers in this living room because it would just look cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got made fun of because they didn't hold the roof up. They didn't do anything,
They're just
but
there
we didn't care because
for
they look cool.
looks. Yeah.
Right, they look cool. So, and then I'm like, all right, so we get those up.
So those had to be aged.
I spend all this time on my computer CAD drawing the whole entire house, what it's going to look like, where the couches are going to be, everything, just like she wanted.
We didn't get the timbers put up then.
Yeah.
No.
The main room, yeah. Anyways,
No, we didn't.
so I drew all this stuff
His
up
timeline's off.
for the first time. Drew all this stuff up, and then I showed it to Hannah. I thought, look, here's your house. This is exactly what you wanted. And what'd you do?
I'm gonna let you finish because you lied
I'm finished.
about 4 or 5
No,
times.
I'm finished. Go ahead.
I cried, but
Why did you cry?
because the kitchen was so small.
Because it wasn't big enough for Princess.
No, so we at the time, just for reference, we're living in a single wide trailer. He made the kitchen in the new house
Bigger.
a smidge bigger than what was in the trailer. My only requests mainly were a big living room and a big kitchen because I like to host. I like to have people over, and I hate to be in a room when there's 7 people and it feels like 20.
Well,
I
I'm just
didn't
gonna say,
want that.
we missed no meals in the trailer.
So
So obviously it was big enough.
we also didn't have people over. So let me just backtrack. I'm going to go through this real quick because he spent a long time telling that story.
Hurry up.
The bedrooms, I wanted them bigger with bigger closets because when we were building, we were not allotting a lot of space for storage. And it's probably more of the mamas. You have more crap than you realize you do. Think about beach stuff, all your vacation stuff, your travel stuff, just random crap. And that they don't think about. He's like, we ain't got that much stuff. But if they have enough room in their bedrooms and their closet, I don't have to have a lot of extra closet space. They can just handle their own stuff. So that was my mentality thinking about big bedrooms.
All right, so let's go over the
second thing.
What's in the kids' bedrooms? Let's name the things in there. What's
We're not
the first
done.
thing? What's the first thing in the kids' bedroom right now?
Their bed,
What's the second?
their drawer dressers,
What's the third?
a closet.
A third of their closet's filled up.
Because it's not done.
Our kids are freaking minimalist. They have nothing.
Either way, we don't allow them to have anything.
They don't want
That's
nothing.
fine. I agree. But are you kidding me? Have you seen under Ella's bed?
She got stuffed animals and shit. But I'm
No.
saying they have this big. It looks like a warehouse in there with a bed.
We're
in
not
it.
done. We got to build some shelf. Well, again, we're still not done even building. So none of the closets are built out yet. None of the pantries built out. None of the laundry rooms built out. All that still got to be
Go
done.
back
All right.
to where you
So
cried.
the point was those are my requests. I want a big kitchen and a big living room because I like to cook and all the stuff. So he drew it out, and when he told me this, I told him in the beginning that I was not a fan of the layout it was going to be. I told you that. And he was just dead set. It was big enough, it was going to be fine, yada, yada, yada.
It was going to work great.
Well, I also didn't really particularly care to have the other half of the house as a shop because you know how quickly I feel like it can get cluttered so fast. So I just didn't understand. We're already building. Why would we not just use the whole shop? And so anyway, he drew it up on the computer. I called my sister. I sent her a picture of it. I called my sister, and I was like, I literally just cried, and I was like, this is not what I want. I feel like it's not. We were just doing all this work, and I felt like I was just gonna hate it in the end. Not hate it, but like couldn't be what it could be.
Well,
Wasn't
it
gonna
would
be
have
what it could
been
be
tremendously less work.
for sure. But
Thanks to you.
I put in.
You added like a whole another year and a half.
But
to the
I
house
also
building.
put in a lot of that work. So anyway, I cried. So then she was like, "You've got to just tell him." So then I was just honest and I told him. And I don't remember if you were okay with it that day or if it was like maybe the next week. And then he was like, "All right, look, if you want to do it this way, it's going to be this extra much more wood you've got to grind, this many extra more beams."
And when we say grind wood, if you hadn't seen her little videos, I did, a couple beams, and the guys in the shop did a couple one day.
Oh yeah.
But mostly her and Samantha,
Mm-hmm.
we have pictures of them in tank tops and face masks,
Yeah.
grinded like not face masks.
It's like
'cause
seasonal
we
pictures.
don't wear those.
I
Like a
tried.
bandana,
Yeah.
like
Because the
face mask
sawdust
and
was
bandana
terrible.
from sawdust. We got them wiping snow off of them, grinding them. It's like they spent really a whole year on days that they could grind out there, grinding those,
Yeah.
getting tanned up,
Or
getting freezing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was
We did it, and I told him that.
all this. So we cut the trees down.
And it wasn't just beams; it was like wall boards and
Yeah,
oh
my
my
dad had a
gosh,
sawmill.
hundreds and hundreds.
And then we cut the the square beams on the sawmill. We had some 4x10s, 12x12s, all this. So, but the girls took grinders and made them look old.
Yeah, we wanted them to look aged.
I mean, they look amazing. Everybody thought they were like, where'd you get that many old beams?
Mhm.
That because we got so many in the house.
I've had people ask me if I'd make them. I cannot say you can kiss my ass fast enough. There's no way. Pretty sure
mean,
my lungs are remade
It
of
depends
sawdust.
on a dollar amount. I mean, I'll put you to work. I don't know what they're paying.
You gonna be paying for my carpal tunnel I'm gonna get from all that grinding. Anyway, so it was agreed that we would use the whole shop, and it did. We had to cut down the trees, let them dry, grind them, sawmill, all the stuff, and then it come into the fireplace. Was it next?
Yeah, this little fire. We was gonna have this cute little fireplace that had two little seating areas on the side, just a corner fireplace. You can just picture this
I've got a
small little
picture.
corner fireplace with a couple rocks and little seats on both sides. It was gonna be simple, easy, relatively cheap.
It was.
Well, it's not what happened. This was after. This is later.
Yeah, we've done a lot up to this point. Like,
No, I'm saying you already got me to. We had like 100 more beams, so much more wood. Made it 2 stories tall. This big old cathedral dining room, which
Yeah.
looks amazing.
it does look amazing.
Your kitchen's huge too.
It is.
The counters are huge. The bar is huge. If I'm sitting on the couch, all I can see is the top of your head.
Yeah,
You're in there
And
kitchen cooking. I can see like your eyes.
I can barely see your head if I'm in there cooking.
This massive stone archway thing over the sink. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I seen a picture
A
where
pantry that's 15 feet by like 15 feet. Pantry.
I love
What
it.
you got nothing?
It's gonna be great when it's done. I'm gonna put a bar top all the way around the inside of the pantry so that I can put all of our appliances like the crock pot and the toaster and all your things that have to sit out on your counter typically in your kitchen are gonna go in there.
Plugged up, ready to go.
Yeah, there's plugs. We have shelving on the top of them, but there are no top cabinets in our main kitchen because I can't reach them anyway.
Yeah, she can't reach them out. We wanted to keep it looking.
Kind of like
Yeah.
of old world-ish,
They didn't really have cabinets
medieval-ish.
in the medieval kitchens, I guess.
Yeah.
So we just didn't want to put top cabinets.
Yeah.
We do got to finish lots in there, but
Yeah, so everything in there's super like black and dark, and we have like a loft that's not finished, but it'll be more like the hangout area. So, anyway, but picking out a lot of this stuff was relatively easy because, again, like he said, we have a lot of the same personality on things that we like, so that wasn't bad. It was literally just convincing him
to do
to do it.
so much more work.
That was the hard part. And how he is I feel like most men, because how my dad was this way, but it's always like the initial idea. They're like, no, heck no. And then if you kind of mention it like a couple of more times and there's still like a no, but then he'll come back maybe later and be like, all right, look, if you want to do it, we got to just do it this way. So then I'm like, heck yeah, let's do it. And then I'll just work as much as I need to.
Yeah,
You don't do it by yourself.
It really just because you do the work, it makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to do it and not work, for sure.
Oh, you remember that one time on like day 2, day 3 of the build? You know, a year into it on day 3.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all ever have like your grandpa gave you something, and it's kind of like
Means something to
yeah,
you.
it's got memories with it, and then
Oh my
somebody
gosh, I know.
somebody just doesn't care about your feelings and breaks your hammer that was given to you by your grandpa that's been handed down. You're like 3rd generation hammer swinger over here, and then your wife just breaks it because she don't care.
I think I hammered like 2 nails with it, and the whole head broke off
And you broke it.
in broad daylight.
Actually, I don't even know any of my grandpas.
No, that's not.
I don't
That
even know where
wasn't
that
really.
hammer
It
came
wasn't really
from.
passed down, but it was. It felt like everything that I touched when I would go to work on something would just explode in my hands.
That's why women don't belong on the job site.
Whatever. I did a lot of work out there. So yeah, then
You
we
did
had
break
so
my
we
hammer,
so then we
though.
had to leave and go to Lowe's and get 2 more hammers, but we got metal hammers this time that were
Right.
very
And
industrial
she-
that cannot be broken.
She picked out
I did.
the biggest hammers there that she really couldn't even swing.
His dad makes fun of me all the time, and he's like, I swear you have little person syndrome because you're so small and you want everything to be so large. Which you're probably not wrong.
Yeah. Oh, so back to the fireplace because you're getting
Yeah,
sidetracked.
sidetrack, sorry.
So we went from this nice little corner fireplace that was
Mm-hmm.
going to be cute, simple, cheap, to now the footprint of our fireplace is like 8 foot deep, and this is a extruded
Yeah.
rock structure. Comes out 8 foot from the wall, rock on both sides, 16 foot across, and has a recession also that is all rock, and it's like 14 to 16, 17 foot tall.
She large.
It is extremely massive.
It looks so good though. It really makes the room have so much.
And the fireplace, we did a video where Hannah,
Mhm.
Cannon, and Ella, and both dogs got in the fireplace with some sticks, and I closed the door, and they had plenty of room.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how big the fireplace is.
Yeah, and sadly we haven't even had a fire in there yet. This I gotta put the chimney in. But it looks so good.
Well, by next fall, we'll.
I know. We did not rock the fireplace. There was like select few
Oh,
things that we
hell
didn't
no.
do.
The
We
guy
didn't.
that rocked the fireplace, halfway through, he's like, God dang.
It was terrible.
Because the rock we picked was just
yeah.
a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
And 4 foot sections. Once he put corners on, it started just the cuts. It was just a lot of cuts for him to match everything up. And also, we didn't use real rock
Yeah.
because first off, we don't like brown.
Yeah.
Any rock you get in here is pretty much brown. And then second, we would have had to cut the whole floor out, pour a huge footer because the real rock is so heavy. As much as we
Well,
use.
and two, you don't get consistent color. So even if you pick something out, they can't guarantee that that's going to be the color that you get. So, and it looks real.
When you buy
So
concrete rock, though,
who cares?
you know the color you're getting.
That's right.
Sometimes there's even magical rocks in there that look just like the other magical rocks, 5 feet away.
What?
The rocks, they're the same rocks. Like I said, there's a lot of choices, but say there's 200, you get 200 rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and then it starts repeating.
Oh yeah.
Like they're the same
yeah,
rock.
Yeah.
Somehow magically,
They're all the same.
they're the same.
Yeah, makes your job easier. So we didn't do the sheetrock. We didn't lay the floor downstairs. We didn't do the spray. Obviously, we had spray foam put in, which was a lot up front. But our power bill has been great.
Yeah, shoot. 5,800 square feet power bill. $180.
Yes.
In the dead of winter, when it was cold as it got, our power bill was like $280.
But it was even not
That's
that much
ridiculous.
when the doors weren't on. It was completely open, or not open, but there was like plastic over the openings.
It wasn't on. It wasn't hooked up.
No, I know. That's what I mean. But then I'm saying how well the insulation did.
Well, it just didn't drop a lot of temperature.
Right. It stayed pretty well insulated, so it helps with our power bill. Anyway, that was great. And then we've had the kids help a lot. They help cut some of the wood, and
Yeah, they done a bunch of stuff.
a lot of the times what they would do is get a lot of our scrap pieces and then just take it somewhere and build random structures that they're not really a structure, but they were trying. If they couldn't find a hammer, they were finding a rock or something.
To drive nails into stuff.
Yeah. So that was good.
Well, they helped build a few things too.
No, they did. They helped a lot with the loft and putting that wall up in the loft.
Yeah.
But and then so our shower upstairs. So I wanted a bathtub that was in the bedroom because in our room we have like a walkout balcony and there's two big windows and then like a big door or a door. And I wanted a bathtub that would be near the window so you could see outside when you was taking a bath.
Yeah, because, this big, nice copper tub. And she said, I'm going to use it like at least once a week. But I said every day for the first 6 months to make up for the work. And we've lived there how long now?
Since
5
December.
months? Yeah, 5 months.
I've used it like 4 times.
Have you?
Yeah.
So 3 times I wasn't home?
Yeah, well,
Or
you
2
were in
times?
Texas, and then
Okay.
the first time that I took a bath in there, he actually got in there with me, and it's such a big tub that we
Why
both
not get in there with you, though?
fit
Why?
perfectly. Because if my back is to the tub, I just slide all the way down because I'm too short to touch anything to brace myself up. So I would just had to turn sideways in the bathtub until he got in. Then I could put my feet on him.
She was about to drown in the tub because it's too daggone big.
And sit, but it looks good and I love it.
Because you can lay in the floor of the tub
Yes.
and everything except for your head lays in the bottom, and then your head lays on the
The little
angle
ramp.
part.
Yeah. It's great though. I love it because then it makes our baths more comfortable. And then our shower is nice. Building that when I think we were trying to figure out the size of the shower. And again, I think I asked him to go a little bit bigger. And honestly, I think one of the harder things for me was picking out the rock for that stinking shower. I don't know. We went back to the
Oh, because
store
every tile that you
15
wanted
times.
was the kind of tile you have to recoat every 6 months.
Yeah, so you know how you have people when they build things, you'll have women or someone be like, apparently I have the most expensive taste, and there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever. All I ever heard with anything I picked out was you bought the most complicated shit to deal with.
You do.
Like,
All the sinks have to be sealed every 6 months. All the showers got to be sealed. The countertops got to be sealed.
well, in the toilets, so the
They
downstairs.
probably got to be sealed.
No, the downstairs toilets. He told me he was like, these are the hardest toilets I've ever had to try to put in somewhere. But we wanted black toilets, and our black toilets you have limited options. So I just bought what I could find,
But they work.
and they work, and I actually really like them. They look good, and they work well. So yeah, a lot of our stuff is complicated, but I don't mind doing it. I'll clean it, and I'll seal it, and I'll do it.
Yes, you will. In
Already,
June, I got
Yeah.
a whole list for you to do.
I got no problem doing it because I'm thankful to have it. But we still got a lot of work to do. But I don't know. I think it makes it more enjoyable even now because we did so much work, and it took us a long time, obviously, because we were still in the middle of growing the business and trying to financially make it here. So we didn't want to spend money on the house. So that took a lot of time, but it was fun to make sacrifices for what we knew we wanted. I didn't mind staying in the trailer. I just knew we didn't want to stay there forever because our kids were getting older, and
And they're sharing a room too.
they were sharing a room and needed space, and I
But
think
I
we
mean,
just
it didn't just stop that you wanted a big house though. Everything had to be like not just the front door was custom made.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
door in the whole freaking house
that's true.
You know, you see these doors people got, and they're like they have like a little fake arch design in the
Mhm.
square door, so it looks like that. Well, every door we have has really arched. So not only do we have to custom make the doors, the door jambs, custom make all the hinges. We ain't even got door latches on them yet. We got to custom make all the door latches. Um,
Well, so I wanted everything to be curved again to fit like the castle theme. So I wanted all the windows to be curved, but I didn't want anything metal in the
custom made all the
windows. I just
windows.
wanted open windows.
Well, we custom made the window frames, and then we had the glass cut. And, put
Yeah,
the glass in.
yeah. And then the hallway, I wanted to have an arch.
It was like a barreled top hallway.
Yeah, and it does. There's a lot of wood walls where we cut it. Some's painted. There's some videos on our TikTok. There's some pictures that we've posted. And then the
Yeah,
porch,
we need to do a whole thing, but we
like
just
a walkthrough.
yeah, we're really not finished completely.
Yeah, we gotta get some lights. And then there were some lights that are in the cathedral dining room that were freaking like $8,000 a piece if we bought them. And I didn't want to
For 3 foot tall ones too.
Yeah, I didn't
And
want
we
to
needed
spend the
3.
money, but Tim was very gracious and drew them up for me and made them 4 foot instead of 3, and they look freaking great.
Yeah,
where
we
they're
got
at.
like $300 in them.
Yeah. So then I told his
Well,
dad.
each one.
Yeah. I told his dad, I was like, look, because his dad does a lot of woodwork stuff too. And I was like, hey, do you think you could build me a table that would seat like 22 people?
So, and he built the top. The top's
He
finished,
did.
but the dining room it's like 30 foot deep, and I don't know 13 foot wide, and it's got a big cathedral in it. It's got beams going all the way down it, and those 3 big. It's like a cathedral lights kind of.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 of those hanging down there. So she wanted like the classic. Let's have dinner in the castle with the big long table. So that's what it's like, a 22 foot long table.
Yeah.
It's like 40 inches wide, 42 inches wide, something like that. Which we put some plastic tables together that was 19 foot by 30 inches, and it didn't look big enough. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
So it
probably
needed
going to
to be
look
that
great
big.
as soon as she picks out what she wants the table legs to look like.
Yeah, I was looking the other day. Anyway, so when my house, I had have to build the chairs and stuff. So pretty much the whole house is very custom. And then, like the other day, Tim was like, "What do you think about selling it?"
It's worth a lot of money.
No amount of money is worth all that grinding that I did.
Could be.
Not to me.
The longer it gets away from the actual grinding, the less you think about how terrible it was.
No, I still remember how terrible it was. It was like a nightmare. It's like having to go back to a job that you hated.
Well, maybe we should do a video on what we've got done so far. Anyway,
Yeah, we could do an
really
update.
hadn't done one.
Yeah. Some of it is on what's your TikTok name? TK Meeks.
Yep.
Some of those are on there.
We need to do. Well, we also got the pantry door.
Oh yeah. Oh, how do we forget? It's my favorite part in the house.
I was waiting for you to say it, but you didn't. You weren't going to mention it. Hurt my
God,
feelings, so I was just
so
like, all right,
terrible of me.
I guess I'll bring it up since you don't care.
Where's my brain at? So when we got married, we didn't spend a lot of money or do this massive big wedding. We just kept it as minimal as possible, but still wanted like a little bit of something. So Tim built a backdrop door, which
Built a wall.
a wall, but with a functioning door. And lo and behold, who would have guessed that we would like the same stuff and it matches the house that we have now, like terrifically. So, we made the door, the functioning door, the entrance to the pantry. So it's like a part of our house.
Just happened to be
And I
arched, so
love
it
it.
was okay
It was
to be allowed
arched.
in the house.
Yeah, like the
But it's
hinges.
a 2-door. It's a double door arch, and the wall was probably, I don't know, 20 foot long, 24 foot long. It was pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
So we just took. There's a wall in our kitchen, where the fridge and those doors, and then there's a little cabinet, and everything on that wall is built from that wood,
Mm-hmm.
which the whole house is black
Mm-hmm.
except for this one wall is like a lighter. It's poplar, and I left the poplar out in the sun to get rid of the purple, and it turned dark. and then I burnt the whole wall a little bit with a torch,
Mhm.
and burnt the trim darker so it'd stand out, and then made metal hinges and handles for the door. So, I mean, it matches the house. We were going to use it regardless and just be like a,
It would.
know,
It
people-
may have stood out more.
people
but,
would do like a little wall. Like, look at my accent wall. It's going to be our accent wall for
Yeah.
something. We could put the TV behind it or something like that. And we built the pantry. I was like, we could just use this here. That'd be perfect because
Yeah.
now it's in the, it's more prominent in the house.
Yeah, I love it. I love where it's at. Ugh, favorite part. So, ladies, if y'all are looking to build a house, you can do it and get what you want. You just got to know how to ask, and also show up to work.
Well, that's the main thing. Is
Yeah,
work.
you have to show up, which I don't mind. I like to work.
There was tons of people impressed how much work you did. Because they just think you're some
Up.
pretty little girl that won't do nothing.
No, you got to show up for sure, and it means more. I mean, like you wake up in this house or whatever the house is, but at least you've done it. I don't know. It means a lot more to me. And I'm sure to you, because you gotta hear me gripe.
That's right. Well, now that we got the yard cleaned up and all the construction and stuff away from the house, we need to do a video.
Yeah, we should.
I think that's your job is you need to do a video for everybody.
There's what we have to do now is a lot of landscape, and I want to do a lot of evergreen trees outside. Not a lot, but some. And what I really want is a moat.
We're not starting on that.
Okay, around the house.
And a
Right.
drawbridge, but we're not doing that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool though. Anyway,
Your little asking thing hasn't worked yet.
no, not yet, but it might if I keep trying. Maybe we could just incorporate it somehow in our pool when we get that one day. Whatever. Anyway.
Maybe.
So a lot of times you just have to make sacrifices, whether that's money or where you live, to get your long-term goal.
Yeah, we had some people talk talk shit about, well, if you bought a real house out of that trailer, you'd have made enough money you'd have made a bunch of money over that 10-year span that we lived in a trailer, but that's not true, since Alabama's the worst state to see property gains. Plus, I couldn't have afforded the house through a lot of the stuff we went through anyway. Well, we could have afforded the house. We couldn't just afford to grow the business.
Mhm.
And I feel like the money that we would have made on that house, we by far made
Yeah,
multiples of.
yeah,
And that's not counting all the interest payments we would have made for 10 years that we would have just, that almost covers what we would have gained. So it's, they just they're just saying something they think they don't really understand the process. Not saying that people don't make money doing that. It just, this scenario was not the best option.
it's also just what we wanted to do. I mean, irregardless of just having a house, it's what we wanted to do. So that's what we did.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All right, you look real sleepy. So does David. I don't know. Y'all both be looking real tired.
You've been keeping me up too late. All right, so y'all be watching out for Hannah. She's going to do a house.
We are gonna
Shut-
do
I might show up.
gonna pop in.
Get her to show y'all the house soon, what we've got done so far.
Yeah.
And we got a lot more custom things to build, and we're going to try to video all those. We got chandeliers to build and lights for the pantry, lights for
Sconces.
the sink, and lights and
Lots of lots.
vent for the stove. I really don't like doing custom lights, but we really just can't find what we want.
Without paying super big money.
Well, some of them wasn't even that expensive. It's just not
Doesn't
quite
fit. Yeah.
what we wanted.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, maybe we'll have the voice recorded on this one.
Yeah,
Y'all
David,
hear
don't
it?
lose our crap. All right, we're out.